And I think, Europeans are clearly looking at this in terms of the emergency summit. They certainly rally around Zelensky in a renewed way after the meeting, regardless of them trying to figure out, how they're going to move forward given this U.S. dynamic. You are the former chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. You've been a vocal advocate for robust military aid to Ukraine. Let's share what's on your website. As you say, as this administration, this is happening as this administration distances itself from Ukraine. You say, quote, when we talk about support for Ukraine, it's not just about dollars and cents, it's about our shared values. If Putin continues unchecked, he will not stop at Ukraine. Authoritarianism cannot win. So that's what's on your site. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov says the U.S. is now largely aligned with Moscow. Does that concern you?
First off, it's absolutely not true. I mean,
but why is Russia saying that? That's Russia's perception. Does that concern you?
Right. So Russia can say what it wants. Russia remains the evil empire. They're the ones who are killing an unbelievable number of Ukrainians. They are the aggressor here, everyone, certainly the Europeans, the United States, have stood against their aggression. President Trump has, and even in the Oval Office, he said, this killing needs to stop. The goal here is peace, both for the Ukrainians and really for Europe. That is the goal, and I think it is achievable.
So given your view, do you think Trump should be tougher on Putin then? Because as I just said, Moscow thinks the U.S. is realigning with it. There are people here in the country who believe the U.S. is now realigning with Russia.
I think he is. We're continuing to provide arms.
He's being tough on Putin. What examples do you have of that?
Well, first off, he's the first to provide lethal weapons. Remember, Obama would not provide lethal weapons to Ukraine. I mean, we had Poroshenko, the president of Ukraine, was on the floor of the House begging for lethal weapons. He said, I cannot win a war with blankets. And President Trump was the first to send lethal weapons. Those lethal weapons were used to repel Russia's tanks as they were trying to descend on Kyiv. So that's true. So
but I'm talking about this administration.
They're continuing to provide lethal weapons right now. What the Trump administration is doing is trying to bring everyone from the table to the table. They've just now brought the Russians to the table to begin the discussions to say, let's begin peace negotiations. That's incredibly important. The goal that just occurred at the White House was bring Ukraine and the United States together in an economic deal so that Ukraine and the United States could stand together, President Trump and President Zelensky could sign an economic deal that they could take forward and then begin these negotiations to end this terrible war.
Just very quickly, though, the New York Times is reporting Trump is meeting with some of his top national security aides, and they're going to discuss whether to withhold some of this aid to Ukraine after what happened on Friday. I mean,
that should not be the case. We have got to continue to support Ukraine, but Ukraine has got to come to the table in a meaningful way so that these peace negotiations can go forward and that the United States has a shot of ending this war.
All right, Congressman Mike Turner, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.